Saravalli, another thing that Frank was bringing to the table. No locations have been set for the 2028 World Cup, Liam, but as Frank says, quote, as for North America, the hockey meccas of Toronto and Montreal stand out. However, there has been buzz recently about a New York, New Jersey bid, support in Minnesota and Chicago, as well as a potential Edmonton, Calgary play, and part of it would obviously be that Calgary's new arena is set to open up in 2027. What I would say about this is if Calgary's arena opening process is going to be anything like Edmonton's, Edmonton after Rogers Place opened up, they took a couple of years before they wanted a couple years before they started going for these big events because they wanted the full ice district area to kind of develop. I wonder if Calgary, just a year after opening the new barn, is going to be like, same thing. Let's wait till the district develops a little bit. And maybe it's more of like a 2030 World Cup for Edmonton, Calgary versus a 2028 World Cup. But what do you make of the idea of Edmonton and Calgary maybe getting the World Cup of hockey in a few years?
To be honest, I hate all those bids that you mentioned. I think the NHL needs to move away from North America. I really do. I think we've got to push this thing across waters and get into Europe. Like they missed out on some big opportunities at the Olympics. So I would like to see like Stockholm host it or Helsinki, somewhere like that, like to really push this thing over the edge and make it a bit different than usual. But on the Calgary side of things, if it was to become that, I agree with you. Like, you're right. I think Edmonton was kind of pushed into it a little bit in some ways because of COVID. Like, obviously slowed a lot of things down when, like, World Juniors were flowing through here. Like, everything wasn't fully ready to where it needed to be. And Edmonton, I think Calgary will prove to be really good hosts if it was to come down to it. But if I had to pick place, I would like them to be somewhere across in Europe. I think that'd be a really good thing for the league.
The only thing I think what they should do if they want to do it properly is start with the European teams, like have Finland and Sweden play in a pool with like Germany and Czechia and have that start in Finland or Sweden, and then have a Canada, USA, Russia, and Slovakia pool start in North America and then meet in Montreal or Toronto for the final. So you could do a whole bunch, and it's tough too because then it kind of spreads out where everything's happening. But like I would love to see Canada's round robin start in Edmonton and Calgary, and in Europe they have whatever in Sweden, then they meet in Montreal for a best of three final.
Best of three final, I do like that actually. It'd be difficult, obviously, with the time change. When is this going to be? Is it mid-season?
I don't think they really said anything yet.
Because that would obviously throw a wrench in the plans if you wanted to go overseas. Of like, hey, we need you to go to Germany for 2 weeks in February. You know what I mean? Like, I don't think that's very fair to the players. It probably extends the break to 3 weeks, I would assume. I would like this to be a start of season or end of season thing, to be honest. Probably more start, yeah. I would think, is a better way to do it, like they did the last World Cup, right?
Yeah. Gregor pitched a best of five Canada versus America in North America, best of five Finland, Sweden in Europe. I don't know. I still like the idea of it being more of a tournament than just playing an exhibition best of five, but I kind of get where Greg's is coming from on that.
Yeah, I like the idea. I think it's a fun idea for sure, but it's not growing anything. All those teams have fans. Those players are being watched in the NHL by those people in those countries. It's about getting Germany, Slovakia involved in some way. Again, like we talked about yesterday, I don't know how the players are going to be done in this, but I think what has made the World Cup special for me over the years in different sports is that country embracing what is about to come to them. If it's like when I went to Paris a few years ago, the Rugby World Cup was going there, the next November, whatever it was, and it was just like cool to see the events they'd build up. Obviously, we see it at the Olympics too. I really think the NHL needs to take it and just pick one location and let it ride.
What's up, Nation citizens? If you like that video, then you need to be subscribed to the Oilers Nation YouTube. Podcasts, live shows, exclusive interviews, and analysis. Everything you need from your favorite voices at Oilers Nation. And you don't want to miss any of it, so hammer that subscribe button.